Hello and welcome to the Enthusiast Garage. And we're back with my brother and his M6. And we actually got a pretty weird issue that he's having with his car.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other day, I was just walking by over here and I see a puddle of some kind of fluid underneath the car. So I go and check it out and I smell the fluid and it's gasoline.
So by itself, you didn't drive it, it was just parked and it started.
For a couple of days, yeah. So what happened is I filled up the car and I parked it. And after a few days, I just come here, check it out, and there's a bunch of gas underneath it. So over here, I was freaking out for a bit because
A lot of people.
I was thinking, is it the gas tank? Is it corroded? Is it leaking? What should I do? For safety purposes, I have other cars parked in the driveway.
Yeah. You don't want to turn it on and cause a fire.
I can turn it on.
So it's pretty much stuck. So it kept leaking fluid.
Right.
It was like a waterfall. And then it eventually stopped. And what we're doing now, we're going to be changing the gasket for the fuel pump and the fuel sending unit, which are under the back seat. We're going to show you guys how to do it. It's the same process when you actually change the fuel pump and the fuel sending unit. So we got those gaskets from URO part. You got two different gaskets,
That's
right?
right. The seller had only one part, so I figured let's buy two different manufacturing parts, and
Okay.
we'll compare them, see which one is better. And
And they're the same part number for both.
they are the same part number.
So we'll see how it goes. So let's get to it.
All right, so first step is we're going to be disconnecting the battery.
We are going to be disconnecting the fuel pump connector, but just to be on the safe side, it's better to disconnect the battery. So it's over here, and it's a 10 millimeter, not on the negative side. All right, that's it. All right, so second step, we're gonna pop the back seat, and you just pop it up. There's like two push tabs like that, so you just push up on it and you can slide it out.
We moved the seats all the way to the front before we disconnected the battery. It makes everything much easier to reach.
Remember to always have a fire extinguisher handy. You never know, you don't want to have any spark or anything, so always be safe. All right, so we're under the seat now, and I think this side is the fuel pump, this is the sending unit. And I think the one that failed is probably the sending unit.
That's right.
Yeah, it leaked from the driver's side, but you never know, it might be both. We're gonna be changing both regardless. All right, so on top of it, there's this like insulation, and in my E46 is completely ripped apart. But do your best not to rip it. You see, whenever it gets old, it starts cracking like that. All right, so there's 4 10 millimeter nuts that you have to remove to uncover the plate to see the fuel sending unit. Right, so here it is. After you remove the plate, the connector, you have to slide it to be able to remove it, the power connector. All right, to remove it, you just slide the tab away and it will just slide out of the way. So now I think you can remove this whole thing since you have the cable removed. Now when you disconnect this line, fuel gonna come out for sure.
Hey, the lines.
Yeah, you have to push on it, the two tabs. Here, let me take a video of it. There's two tabs that you have to push on, one here, one here. You push on, you push in, and then you can take it out. There we go. Right, and you can move it to the side. You can tuck it inside this area. All right, so the whole fuel sending unit. And we have this ring lock. Now BMW does have a special tool to use, but no one buys that tool. What we do is we use like a flathead screwdriver and we hit it with a hammer and we rotate it counterclockwise. Now because he had a full gas tank, it's gonna probably leak out a lot. So we're gonna start doing this process now. All right, so now we're gonna remove the ring. Alright, so the ring is fully removed and the whole assembly just popped up by itself from pressure. So now if you want, you can remove the whole thing, put it on a side, or you can just change the ring itself, the gasket, remove the old one, put a new one, make sure it's seated and just put it back. Because we're not changing the whole assembly, we're just changing the gasket. So here's the gasket that we're removing. We're gonna keep the assembly in just so we don't have to disconnect the lower hose. But if you're changing the assembly, you just have to disconnect that lower hose. And it's same thing, 2 push tabs, you push in on them and it will pop out. And here's the old gasket. It doesn't look like it failed. But what was interesting when we were hammering on it, the whole assembly moved and it shouldn't. That tab right here should sit over here. And that should stop it from rotating, and it was rotating. And I think that's the orientation it started on, so that's not even the correct orientation. Because I remember the plug was here, that's the orientation it was. The orientation should be like that, turned. So this tab can go here, in this area.
Okay.
So now we're gonna put a new gasket in and put everything back together. Right, so there's a little groove that the gasket will get seated into. And we figured out the tab. We don't have to rotate the whole assembly, we can just rotate that plastic ring that goes under it. And that should hold it in place better. So that's how it should be seated. That's where the tab is. And you have to push down on it really hard and then rotate the lock on it.
Nope.
And now we're gonna torque it down the same way we moved it with the hammer. Just gently going in a circle with it. Right, so now it's fully torqued down and it's just a reverse process of what we did before. There's the fuel line that need to be connected again. Here we go, clicked. Then the power line goes through the plate. There we go, so it clicks in, then you just slide the slide tab on it to lock it in place. So that's the condition of the fuel pump side, and it's very dry, so we're not gonna mess with it. I don't think that's the one that leaked. The other one did have wetness all around the ring. This one is completely dry. So I think the culprit was the fuel sending unit.
Alright, so I think we're good to go.
We put everything back. It's not leaking anymore. So I think that was the culprit, the fuel sending unit gasket on the passenger side. All right, see you in the next one.